share an unfortunate story that happened to me in Amman, Jordan. I hope this video will shed light on this network of medical scammers who all receive a part of the cake from unnecessary surgery fees.
السلام عليكم خوتي. هذا الفيديو اللي شفتوه هو أسوأ فيديو ديال النصب والاحتيال على السياح انا شفتوه في حياتي، ويمكن تخسر الفلوس كاملين في هاد عمليات النصب وتخسر حتى الصحه ديالك، ويمكن تفقد الحياه ديالك، وهو نصب الدكاتره والاطباء على السياح. منين كيجي واحد الدكتور وكيقنعك دير واحد العمليه واللي انت ما محتاجش ليها، وهو فقط غرضه غير المال والنقود ديالك. هذا الفيديو خوتي غادي تستافدوا منه بزاف وبلا ما نضيعوا الوقت يلا نكملوا الفيديو.
My name is Alexandre, I am 27 years old and I am French. I would like to share an unfortunate story that happened to me in Amman, Jordan, where I was victim of a medical scam and abuse from a doctor who performed an unnecessary surgery for a simple ankle sprain for a cost of 15,000 GDs. On the 19th October 2020, I sprained my ankle playing football and I went to the hospital for a medical check. Someone entered in the emergency room and told me to visit his clinic, which is located in a different neighborhood. I learned months later that this person did not work at the hospital and entered illegally in the room. Someone working at the hospital called him, most likely to receive a part of the money from the surgery that was about to happen.
الصراحه خوتي الا كانت هاد الهضره اللي كيقول هاد السائح حقيقيه، راه هادشي ما ولاش غير النصب والاحتيال، راه ولنا تكوين عصابات اجراميه. الصراحه خوتي باش يجي واحد الدكتور ويقنعك باش دير واحد العمليه اللي انت ما محتاجش ليها وتصدق خاسر فيها صحتك والمال ديالك وتقدر تاثر عليك حياتك كامله، راه حقيقه حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل، حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. والصراحه خوتي راه مازال ما شفتو والو، خليونا نكملوا الفيديو.
The next day I came to that clinic and met the doctor. He insisted that the only way to restore the full mobility of my ankle was through a surgery. Naively, I believed him when he said he was recommended from the US Embassy and that he had great studies and medical experience. I accepted and underwent this surgery in a rush, most likely also to prevent me from seeking other medical advice.
الصراحه خوتي اجيو نحلوا شنو كيقول هذا السائح هذا، وهو كيقول بان نهار الجوج فاش مشى عند الدكتور قال ليه ضروري خصك دير هذه العمليه وفي اقرب وقت ممكن ولا ما غاديش تبقى تمشي على الرجل ديالك. وبطبيعه الحال السائح صدقوا، لان الطبيب عنده شهادات عليا وعنده شهادات مهنيه وشهادات خبره ومعترف به عالميا، هو صدقوا. ولكن منين دار العمليه ومشى سول واكتشف بان الرجل ديالو ما كانش خاصها ضروري عمليه، عرف بان هذا مجرد نصب. وهذا الشيء كله اللي كيديروه النصابين والمحتالين ما كيخليولكش فرصه فاش تفكر، ما كيخليولك فرصه فاش تسول، لحقاش كيعرفوا مزيان الا مشيتي سولتي وفكرتي وجلستي مع راسك وفكرتي غادي تكتشف بسرعه بان هذا الشيء راه غير مجرد نصب واحتيال. وداك الشيء علاش اخوتي ما ديروا حتى شي خطوه حتى تفكروا مزيان وتسولوا مزيان. وبلا ما نطولوا الفيديو خوتي خليونا نسمعوا التسجيل الصوتي اللي سجلوا الصحفي في العياده ديال الطبيب.
This is the conversation that I recorded the day before the surgery in his clinic because I wanted to re-listen the procedure again.
January you can go to Khulal. Yeah. Yes. So it's October, November, December, and 3 months. And from January I can run. You can play football. I'm talking to you as a professional.
The surgery lasted 40 minutes and my insurance paid 15,000 GDs or 18,000 euros or the same as more than 20,000 US dollars. Putting aside that this surgery is never recommended for a first ankle sprain, I learned that this never costs more than 2,000 or 3,000 euros in Spain or in France.
وكما شفتوا خوتي السائح خلص 20,000 دولار ومازال كيعاني من الرجل ديالو. وفاش مشى لاوروبا وسول تمايا قالوا ليه كون درتي العمليه هنايا في فرنسا ولا في اسبانيا ما غاديش تكلفك حتى 2000 اورو ولا 3000 اورو. وهنا كانت الصدمه النفسيه والمعاناه ديال السائح. ودابا خليونا نمشيو نشوفوا اسوأ مقطع في الفيديو.
I want to show you my foot 6 weeks after the surgery, so you can see the excellent skills of this doctor. Few weeks after the surgery, and realizing that the steps that the doctor described were unrealistic, I panicked and visited 5 doctors in Europe. When I showed them the images, they all came to the same conclusion, that I had a meniscal sprain, a grade 2. This should never be treated with a surgery. In a nutshell, the surgery was far from being necessary. But the story does not end up here. Here is the MRI picture that was taken the day of the accident, from which the doctor said that there was 1 to 2 ligaments totally teared. And this is the MRI that was taken while I was on sleep under general anesthesia during the surgery, which indeed shows that there is an instability in the ankle, meaning that the ligaments do not hold my ankle. There is no evidence about what I'm going to say now, as there were no cameras in the surgery room, but some doctors, both in Europe and Jordan, the only way to go from the first MRI to the MRI taken while I was sleeping under anesthesia is by opening the ankle, cutting the 2 ligaments, dislocating the ankle bone to prove to my insurance and other doctors that the surgery was necessary. If this is true, it means that this so-called doctor, as well as the team working with him, have taken full advantage of my sleeping body, cutting my ligaments and inserting 3 anchors, as well as other surgical material in my foot, which, as you can imagine, have greatly affected my mobility until today. After the surgery, the treatment from was terrible, telling me not to clean the wound, which made me stay 1 week in a hospital taking antibiotics, and he also advised, and I quote, to take Xanax and antidepressants when I was asking him for help as my ankle was not healing correctly.
كما شفتوا اخوتي هذا السائح المريض كان مازال على اتصال مع الطبيب ديالو من بعد العمليه، وكان كيتصل به وكيقول له ساعدني على الشفاء ديال الجرح ديالي، ولكن هو اكتفى باش يعطيه واحد الادويه ديال الاكتئاب وقال ليه راه الجرح ديالك ما تعالش سليم، داك الشيء علاش خصك تشرب هاد الادويه. ولكن اخوتي منين كنشوفوا بحال هاد الصوره هذه اللي غادي نحط لكم هنايا كنعرفوا بان الدكتور وشاهدوا كيفاش خيط الجرح ديال المريض ما كانتش بطريقه احترافيه.
Today in January 2022, it's been 1 year and 3 months since this surgery. I had a second surgery to try to restore the mobility of my ankle that I lost. I had around 150 physiotherapy sessions with osteopaths, without mentioning also sessions with psychologists and psychiatrists in order to heal this trauma. Even today, I am still going to the gym 4 to 5 times a week and I'm still unable to run. I think that is totally unfair and brutal to know that this was only to feed this doctor, but also the Jordan medical system avidity for money.
الصراحة أخوتي عملية النصب كانت جد بشعة، وما يمكنلياش أنا وانتم نتصوروا الحالة النفسية اللي كيمر منها هذا السائح هذا. وبصراحة أنا متفقش معاه من كيتهم جميع أطباء الأردن بالنصب والاحتيال. كاين اطباء كيديروا الواجب ديالهم بكل ثقه وبكل مسؤوليه. ودابا خليونا نشوفوا هذا السائح هذا وهو كيرفع قضيه في المحكمه على هذا الدكتور هذا.
I tried to sue the doctor and bring the case to justice, but not a single European or Jordan doctor agreed or dared to write a report to tell the truth given the law of silence in this very well protected sector. Nor the Jordan Medical Association, lawyers or even my embassy helped me. On the contrary, the so-called doctor sent me to the court, accusing me of insults, threats, and even physical aggression after he knew I was trying to file a case against him. I did send him few WhatsApp messages, and that was a mistake, telling him that he did the surgery because of avidity for money, and that he has, I quote, an oversized ego. For the record, I even spent an evening in a jail at the Abdo police station, and I am currently under judiciary prosecution at the criminal court in Amman and have to pay him an indemnization.
هيهات اخوتي، السائح مشى رفع دعوة في المحكمة على هذا الطبيب هذا، ولكن ما عندوش أدلة كافية، وهنا الدكتور استغل الفرصة لحقاش السائح ما عندوش أدلة كافية ورفع عليه دعوة. ومنين السائح مشى كيصوني على هذوك الناس ودوك الدكاترة اللي سولهم في أوروبا كيقول لهم باش تشهدوا معايا، حتى شي واحد ما عقل عليه والتزموا فقط الصمت. وهنا اخوتي خاص بنادم يفكر مزيان قبل ما يدير اي حاجه، وخاصك تعرف اخويا راه الا وقعت لك شي حاجه في صحتك ما غادي يعقل عليك حتى شي واحد. ودابا خليونا نمشيو نشوفوا الفيديوهات اللي دارت ما بين الطبيب والسائح على الواتساب بعد ترجمتها. الصراحة خوتي هاد السائح دمرات حياته بسبب هاد الدكتور هذا، وما كنتمناو نشوفوا حتى شي واحد يوقع في نفس المشكل لان الامر صعيب بزاف. ودابا خليونا نشوفوا الاسباب الحقيقية والنصائح اللي خلات هاد السائح يدير هاد الفيديو هذا.
More broadly, the responsibility lies on this medical segment or mafia, which allows these extremely dangerous practices for the willingness to make money. I do this video for three main reasons. First, because I have to accept that what I will have to face long-term physical consequences with limited range of motion of my ankle, but also doctors detected problems in my knee and my back as the doctor changed the structure of my foot. Not only physical, of course, but mostly psychological. The trauma has been very big to accept what was done to me. Therefore, this is a way for me to move on. Secondly, I hope this story will prevent other people, and mostly expatriates living in Jordan, not to make the same mistake as I did, but to see at least 3 or 4 doctors before taking a final decision. Last but not least, I hope this video will shed light on this network of medical scammers working hand in hand with hospitals, private clinics, X-ray labs, who all receive a part of the cake from unnecessary surgery fees and that can cause serious issues to their patients. Finally, I would also like to point out that I've met excellent doctors in Jordan and that I'm sure that my experience was not representative, yet I must say that I was shocked to see how many people in Amman told me that I was responsible for not having seen at least 3 other doctors before taking a decision. This says a lot about the lack of trust people have on their medical system. Please share this story with your family or friends in order to avoid this type of awful practices to happen again in the
الصراحة خوتي هاد السائح ولد الناس وطيب وذو اخلاق عالية. كنتمنى تكونوا استفدتوا من الفيديو خوتي وما توقعوش حتى نتوما في نفس عملية النصب والاحتيال، وكنتمنى ما ديروا الحاجة خوتي حتى تسولوا وما يجيش اي واحد ويزرب عليكم وياكل لكم مخكم وفي التالي تصدقوا نادمين. ما ديروا الحاجة حتى تفكروا وتعاودوا تفكروا وتشوفوا العواقب ديالها. ودابا هكا غادي نكونوا سالينا الفيديو. ما تنساوش الاشتراك في القناة، لايك للفيديو، بارطاجي الفيديو مع الاصدقاء ومع العائلة، راه مفيد جدا باش نحاربوا جميع عمليات النصب والاحتيال. ودابا السلام عليكم.